Welcome to the Author Spotlight series at Spark Creativity. In this series, you'll hear from authors sharing their work directly into your class. So sit back and listen in. Today, we're hearing from Matt de la Peña, reading his short story, How to Transform an Everyday Ordinary Hoop Court into a Place of Higher Learning and You at the Podium. Matt de la Peña is the New York Times bestselling Newbery Medal-winning author of 7 young adult novels, including Mexican White Boy, We Were Here, and Superman Dawnbreaker, and 5 picture books, including Last Stop on Market Street and Love. Matt received his MFA in creative writing from San Diego State University and his BA from the University of the Pacific, where he attended school on a full athletic scholarship for basketball. Well, welcome to the show, Matt. I'm so delighted you're here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we dive into your book, I just wanted to invite you to tell readers a little bit about yourself as a person, as a writer.
Sure. So my name is Matt de la Peña, and I write books for young people. I started out writing young adult novels, and then I started shifting to include picture books in what I wrote. And I'm in the process, I should say, of writing my very first middle grade novel. And it actually draws on many of the themes that I'm exploring in the short story that I plan to share a little with you.
Oh, fantastic. Well, this is one of my favorite short stories of all time. So
Thank you.
I can't wait to listen to you read it.
Do you ever say the full title, or do you just give the Cliff Note version of the title?
I tend to give the Cliff Note version, but I hope you're going to say the whole title.
Yes. So this is from a collection called Flying Lessons, and it was put together by Ellen O, the editor, as part of the We Need Diverse Books collection.
Awesome.
The short story is very long, the title of the short story is very long. Why is it so long? I just wanted to see if the publisher would let me get away with it, and they did.
Yay!
So it's titled How to Transform an Everyday Ordinary Hoop Court into a Place of Higher Learning and You at the Podium. So I'll begin reading. I'm just going to read the first couple sections.
Perfect.
It's finally summer. Go ahead, take a deep breath. You're free. All year long, your mom's has been on you like glue about algebra worksheets and science fair projects and the knee-high stack of books Miss Baker assigned for English class. And you did what you had to do, 2 A's and 4 B's. Truth is, you're actually pretty smart. School comes easy. You told Baker in that end-of-the-year 5-page paper what was up with Esperanza's dreams and the symbolism of the Mango Street house, and you pulled down a 76%, second highest grade in the class. But even as you typed out that essay, you had an indoor-outdoor in your lap. Between sentences, you daydreamed finger rolls over outstretched hands. See, here's what all the hardcore homework pushers don't get. For people like you, ball is more than just ball. It's a way out, a path to those tree-lined lives they always show on TV. See, you've crunched the numbers and read the tea leaves. The fact is, you'll never hit the books as hard as boy genius Jeremiah Villa, Sylvia Diaz either, even your boy Francisco from down the hall. There are folks in this world who live to mark up a fat world history textbook with an arsenal of colored highlighters. You're not one of them. You spend too much time on back alley ball handling drills to compete. Nah, the game of basketball is your best chance. The fate of your hoop development. For the past 3 years, you've spent every free minute balling at an outdoor court down the street from your building, after school, after games, weekends, you name it. Most nights, you're still out there putting up shots, alone, when the sun falls behind the ocean and the automatic park lights come flickering on, spilling that strange yellow half-light across the cracked concrete. Ball is like anything else. Put in enough hours, your game's gonna blast off. Your jumper's now pure out to 25 feet, give or take. You've developed a little floater in the lane that leaves slow-footed big men flailing. But it's your handle that sets you apart. your quicks, the way you can get into the paint at will and finish with either hand. This past season, you scored more points than any other 8th grader in the county. You were second in assists. So what? It ain't good enough, and you know it. Not if you want to even be more dominant next year in high school. That's why your ears perk up when you overhear a couple newcomers talking about Muni Gym in Balboa Park. When you overhear the dude with love handles sitting on the stairs say to his boy, "It's the best run in the entire city, B. I put that on everything." "Oh, you ranked him out?" the other guy asked. "Nah, I used to ball there all the time before I tweaked my back. If you can hang with them big boys at Muni, shoot, you can hang with just about anybody." Shelf the extra jumpers that night. Proceed instead to the local library and look up Muni Gym online. Type the address into Google Earth and you'll discover it's right next to the Air and Space Museum your moms took you and your sis to back in the day. And the Air and Space Museum, if your calculations are correct, isn't but 5 miles from your pop's job at the factory. Wander into your cramped living room after dinner that night. Work up the guts to describe to your old man the importance of competing against the best. You've outgrown your local run. It's time to put a foot in the deep end. So what if he doesn't even know the rules of the game? If all he does is sit there silently inside the TV, working a toothpick in his teeth. "So what do you think, Pop?" "About what?" "Would it be cool if I went with you to work every morning so I could play some ball down there?" He'll look at you suspiciously, then turn back to his cop show and his toothpick. You'll take this as a no and assume the fate of your most important summer of your hoop development now rests in the hands of the county bus system. But you'll be wrong. A few minutes later, he'll mumble, "Better have your skinny butt out here by the car by 5, I'll tell you that, or else I'm leaving without you." He won't even look up when he tells you this. Doesn't matter. Your heart will race with excitement. You'll tear into your room you share with your sis and lay your hoop gear out on the chair by your bed like some kind of giddy schoolgirl, which is pretty much how you'll feel. There's only today. Know that when your alarm starts blaring at 4:30 the next morning, you're going to have no idea where you are or what's happening. It'll still be dark outside. Your sis will be snoring. When reality finally settles in, the lazy part of your brain will try and sweet talk you back to sleep. Maybe we could, skip the Muni trip today. Go ball at the park instead. There's always tomorrow. Reach into your own skull and smack this part of your brain upside the head. If you let it, this part of your brain will hold you back from every dream you will ever have. Trust me. Crawl out of bed, reminding yourself that your old man gets up like this every single day for work, rain or shine, in sickness and in health. Your uncles, too. Respect them for this. Strive to be like them. During the entire 30-minute drive south, your old man will say 2 sentences to you, max. Don't take it personally. Answer his question about the gym, location, and how you heard about it. Buckle your seatbelt when he gives you one of his patented dirty looks. Before you even hit the freeway on-ramp, you'll be done talking, but that's okay. Shift your focus to other details of the drive, the radio news show he turns on, the smell of his steaming hot black coffee, the scattered cars along the dark freeway, and the subtle tick of his turn signal whenever he changes lanes. By the end of summer, these seemingly insignificant details will be ingrained in your brain. When he parks along the street near his factory, it'll still be a full 3 hours before Muni Gym opens. "Better have your skinny butt back here by 3:45, he'll say, snatching his lunch pail out of the back seat. It's a long walk home, I'll tell you that. After he disappears around the bend, turn your attention to the ancient Volkswagen Bug. You'll wonder how the heck you're supposed to sleep inside such a tiny car, but after a little trial and error, you'll find a way. It will involve folding your 6'1" frame into a kind of human pretzel. Half of you will be in the back seat, while the other half is curled up into the front passenger seat. your bag strategically lodged into the center console to keep the handbrake from digging into your ribs. By day 3, this next level yoga position will feel perfectly natural. But let's get something straight from the jump. This Muni Gym summer isn't going to be some kind of continuous loop of one shining moment. There'll be low points too, and off the court. Trust me. A few weeks in, a meaty-faced cop will knock on the windshield with the butt of his nightstick. He'll look at you through his aviator sunglasses, his right hand resting on a holstered handgun. Try not to panic. His suspicions will be based on 2 simple facts. 1, this is the first time during his rounds he's ever stumbled across a kid sleeping at a 90-degree angle inside a VW Bug. 2, your skin is brown. 2A, his skin will be brown too, maybe even browner. But don't spend too much time worrying yourself about this. There's a complex psychology behind this phenomenon, one that you're not yet ready to wrap your head around. At the end of your respectful explanation, the cop will slowly remove his hand from his gun. He'll grab hold of your left elbow instead and steer you toward the front office of the factory. Your pop will be summoned, embarrassingly, over the loudspeaker. 2 minutes later, he'll emerge from the back, looking wildly stressed. This is not because you've done anything wrong. It's because he has his own history with cops, stuff that happened long before you were born, stuff nobody ever talked about. After the cop explains the situation, your pop will put on an uncomfortable smile and vouch for you. He'll say you're a good kid, that you're just down here to play some ball at the gym in Balboa Park. He'll shake hands with the cop enthusiastically, thanking him for his service and apologizing for any trouble you may have caused. Soon as the cop leaves, though, your pops will transform back into himself. Don't worry about that power-happy pendejo, he'll say, rubbing your shoulder. You didn't do nothing wrong. I was just sleeping. Mexicans are allowed to sleep too. He'll look you straight in the eyes, nodding, and in this moment, you'll feel closer to your old man than ever before. Fortunately, that's the only morning you'll be woken up by a nightstick. Every other morning, it'll be the alarm on your phone. And you'll be free to climb out of the bug at your leisure. Stretch your stiff arms out and legs out, breathe in the warm hillcrest air, and remove your rock from your bag. It's time to get a move on. It won't take but 3 days to know all the shortcuts to Muni. Dribble through the middle school playground where summer camp kids play double dutch and hopscotch and dodgeball. Dribble in and out of the sleeping cars in the massive San Diego Zoo parking lot. Dribble through the crowds of camera-toting tourists shuffling toward the front gates of the zoo. Dribble past the various hot dog stands, the ice cream truck with the 2 flat tires, the leather-faced man selling raspas who looks like your late abuelito. By the end of summer, these vendors will recognize you and wave. It will take a little more than an hour for you to arrive at the large, dilapidated building with 2 locked green doors. Butterflies will dance inside your chest. That first time and every time following, even years from now. And that's how it should be, because you can sense it. Here is where you will learn the world. And I'll stop there.
Thank you so much, Matt. What a delight to hear you read it.
Well, thanks for allowing me to share with you and your audience.